Forecast Weather Channel.
This forecast is brought to you by L&J Electrical Contractors. Call us for all your electrical needs at 609-703-7413.
Well, guys, look, the storm we've been talking about for the past week now is finally knocking on our doorstep, and we are going to be looking at conditions going downhill the later we go into the day, especially tonight. Look, if you don't have to be out on the roads, I would recommend watching a good Christmas movie, sitting by the fire, reading a book, whatever. Just stay safe and dry inside. Temperatures out the door right now are generally in the lower 30s. We got 33 in Philadelphia, down to the south, much warmer. How about to the west? -9. That's 9 degrees below freezing in Omaha, Nebraska. And that shows you the breadth of the cold coming our way. We are really going to plunge by tomorrow afternoon. Now, granted, not that cold, but you're going to notice it. And by Christmas morning, you're going to be wishing for a parka from Santa. Over the next few hours, we'll get up to about 40 degrees. East to northeast winds at 10 miles an hour or so. It's really tonight that those winds are going to be picking up. So scattered rain showers arrive by mid and late morning. The most organized will be here midday. So 3, 4, 5 o'clock this afternoon into the evening, that's where you're going to start to see those heavier bands of rain, and then the strongest winds right in behind it. We're talking southeast gusts around 50 miles an hour at the beaches. On the mainland, probably closer to 30, up towards Philadelphia, 30, 35 miles an hour. But it's really the barrier islands that are going to be beat up the worst with the wind. And of course, with that southeasterly direction, you've got excess water that's going to be pushed ashore. And I think we have the chance, at least in places like Manasquan Inlet, of seeing moderate tidal flooding. And really, you're going to come close to moderate in most places. So just plan accordingly. Park your cars on higher ground before you go to bed tonight. All right, we are looking at tomorrow morning's high tide. And the time that's going to be impacted is between, say, 7 and 11 o'clock in the morning. So there's that 40 to 50 mile an hour corridor from Millville to Little Lake Harbor Township, Toms River, where we are going to see strong winds on the mainland. But you go Parkway points east, Brigantine, Summers Point, and get over to Margate, Sea Isle City, Avalon. You get the idea. I don't think it's consistent, but if there are 50 plus mile per hour wind gusts, that is where it's going to be in the red shaded area. So just be mindful of that. And if you have loose lawn decorations, tie them down, bring them inside, or you're going to be hunting them down the next day down the road. So again, temperatures start off in the 30s today. Here comes the rain. We'll start to get into the 40s and maybe even into the 50s later on overnight as that warm front advances in. By 8 o'clock, it's more of a scattered shower type thing. Very strong winds start to settle in. Overnight, we're mostly dry. And then another final push of precipitation possible before this thing wraps up between 9 and 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And look at this. Temperatures plummet, and we have some snow that is possible. Now, don't go selling the farm with this. I'm not 100% sold on the idea, but it does make sense that if there's lingering precip as the temperatures are coming down, we will end up with a wintry end to things. By 11 o'clock tomorrow night, we're down to the teens and lower 20s, and it's going to continue to fall into the weekend. So the coldest Christmas weekend since 1983. Amazing, isn't it? So 52 degrees, areas of wind-driven rain later on in the day. Your 7-day forecast is going to show you 20s Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But we do manage to rebound as we get into, well, leading up to your New Year's holiday, back into the 50s. And I think we're going to continue that into the first week of the new year. Have yourselves a great day and check back for my live at 7:30.